In the center of the galaxy, deep inside a floating prison called the Black Halo, the most dangerous creature in the universe was finally locked up. It was 50 meters tall, made of pure glowing energy with dark spikes along its back. Its voice could shatter glass, and its eyes burned like twin suns. The Galactic Union had named it Subject Zero, but across 27 planets, it was known by one name, the Endbringer. This creature had destroyed cities, burned ships, and silenced entire species. Every weapon used against it had failed. Plasma bombs, laser nets, gravity traps, nothing worked. Now leaders from hundreds of alien worlds sat behind thick glass walls, watching it through a large arena below. They came in person just to see if the beast would finally be tamed or if another planet would fall. A loud voice echoed through the arena. Let the next subject step forward. From a silver door, a human woman walked out. She wore a simple gray coat. No weapons, no armor, just a calm look on her face. Her name was Dr. Ellen Cade, a biologist from Earth, and the last person anyone expected. The galactic leaders laughed. A few even pointed. A human? What is this, a joke? Whispered a blue-skinned ambassador. Earth only joined the Union 2 years ago, hissed another. They still use combustion engines. But Ellen didn't stop. She walked straight toward the cage where the beast stood frozen behind an energy wall. The guard spoke into her ear. Dr. Cade, the creature is unstable. No one has made it past 10 minutes without injury. You can still turn back. She replied softly, I won't run. The wall dropped. The silence that followed was heavy, like the moment before a bomb goes off. The beast turned. It looked down at her. She looked up, calm, breathing slowly. 10 seconds passed, then 30. Still no attack. Instead, the beast took one step forward and lowered its head. Gasps filled the arena. Cameras zoomed in. Is it submitting? Impossible. That thing has killed everyone who stepped near it. Ellen raised her hand slowly and pressed it to her chest. Then she bowed. The beast stared, then mimicked the motion, its glowing hand to its chest, then a slow bow. In the control room, alarms started to beep. It's copying her, matching her movements. That's learned behavior. One old alien general leaned forward. Get me every file on this human, now. Meanwhile, Ellen sat on the ground. She pulled out a small device, a speaker. Soft music played. Old Earth music. Calm piano notes. Nothing special. But the beast tilted its head, listening. It didn't attack. It sat. The room was in chaos. Some leaders wanted her pulled out. Others wanted to vaporize the beast now. But Ellen spoke quietly, her voice picked up by her collar mic. It's not just a weapon. It remembers things. Music, gestures. It's watching, learning. Then, for the first time since the creature was caught, it made a sound. Not a roar, not a growl. A word. One word. Spoken in perfect English. Why? Ellen froze. So did everyone else. Did it just speak? The beast looked at her. Its eyes, once filled with fire, now held something else. Pain. Confusion. Loneliness. Ellen's voice cracked as she whispered, Why? What? The beast raised its hand and pointed to the scars on its body, scars left by chains, weapons, experiments. Again it said, Why? That night, news spread across the stars. A human had entered the cage of the Endbringer and walked out alive. Not only alive, but unharmed. The Galactic Union was in shock. On some worlds, people celebrated. On others, they protested. The idea that a human could tame the universe's worst monster was too strange, too dangerous. Behind closed doors, the Union held an emergency meeting. Earth is not ready for this power. What if she's controlling it? What if it's controlling her? But no one could explain what had happened. Back on the black halo, Ellen sat alone in her quarters, watching the security footage. The beast was still in its cage, still quiet, still watching. She whispered to herself, "You're not just a beast, are you?" The screen flickered. The beast looked up, directly at the camera. Then it raised its hand and waved. The video of the beast speaking one word, "Why?" spread like fire. On Earth, it became the most watched clip in history. Across the galaxy, debates broke out. Was it real? Was the beast tricking them? Was the human woman, Dr. Ellen Cade, a threat? Inside the Black Halo prison, security doubled. The Galactic Union gave one order: to not let Dr. Cade near the creature without full surveillance. But it was too late. Ellen had already started something no one could stop. The next day, she walked back into the arena, carrying nothing but a small tablet and a notebook. The beast, Cathar as it would later be known, was waiting. It sat still, breathing slowly like it had been meditating. Its glowing body pulsed like a slow heartbeat. Cameras zoomed in as Ellen sat again, just meters away. She began talking softly. "Can you understand me?" Silence. "Do you remember things?" Still silence. Then a small movement. The beast blinked once and tapped its fingers 3 times on the floor. Ellen smiled. She tapped her own fingers 3 times back. The beast copied her again. This time, without fear, she pulled out her tablet and showed in a video. It was a dolphin swimming, spinning, clicking, communicating. The beast tilted its head. Then it made a strange noise, not words, but clicking sounds. Fast, complex. Ellen's eyes widened. "You're trying to talk like them." Behind the glass, alien scientists stared in disbelief. "It's mimicking Earth animal communication." "But how?" Ellen explained into her mic. "Many Earth animals use patterns. Dolphins, whales, even birds. This creature is doing the same. Maybe it always has, but no one ever listened." One older alien shook his head. "We tried force, lasers, drugs. We never tried language." The next hour changed everything. Ellen tapped. The beast tapped back. She hummed a note. It echoed the sound. At one point, it made a low growl that sounded like a question. And then, once again, it spoke. "Name." Ellen froze. "My name?" The beast waited. "I'm Ellen," she said gently. The beast pointed to its chest. Thar. Gasps came from the control room. "It has a name. It remembers its name." Ellen wrote in her notes. "The creature has memory, curiosity, and signs of emotional intelligence. This is not a mindless weapon. This is something else." But just as things were starting to make sense, a red light flashed on her tablet. "Incoming FILE. Unsealed recording. Level 12. It was marked Eyes Only, Union Command. Her breath caught. The file contained video logs from a destroyed planet. Virex 9 wiped out 12 years ago by the beast. The footage showed something strange. Before the destruction, the creature was in chains. Tortured. Studied. Shot with pain beams. Sliced open in labs. And then it broke free and burned the world. Ellen's hands shook as she watched. She looked up at Cathar. He was looking at her too. And in his eyes, deep, glowing sad, she saw something she hadn't noticed before. Not hate. Not rage. Fear. He hadn't attacked out of hunger or chaos. He had defended himself. He had been hunted. "Cathar," she said slowly. "Did they hurt you?" The creature's shoulders dropped. He pointed to his scars again. And then, with a voice like thunder made soft, he whispered, "They lied." That night, Ellen couldn't sleep. She stared at her notebook. Every species in the Union had feared Cathar for years. They called him a beast, a killer, a plague. But what if they were wrong? What if he was the victim? What if the real monsters were the ones who built this prison? Her thoughts were interrupted by a ping. A private message had arrived from an unknown source. Just one sentence. If you free him, Earth dies next. She turned to look out her window into the stars. I don't think he's the threat, she whispered. I think he's the key. Ellen didn't sleep for 2 days. Her mind raced with questions. Why did Cathar remember the torture? Why did he say they lied? And who had sent the message? If you free him, Earth dies next. But one thing was clear. Cathar wasn't what the galaxy believed. In the Black Halo arena, Ellen walked in again. No guards this time. No camera drones buzzing overhead. Just her and Cathar. He sat in silence like a mountain made of light and scars. Ellen carried only her voice recorder and a drawing pad. She spoke softly. Cathar, do you remember what they did to you? The creature didn't move. She tried again. You said they lied? Who lied? Slowly, Cathar raised his hand. His fingers glowed with a soft orange light. Then he pointed at the ceiling. The message was clear. The Galactic Union. He tapped the ground, once, twice, 3 times, and closed his eyes. Suddenly, the lights around them flickered. A strange hum filled the air. Ellen's vision blurred. And then, she saw it. Not a memory, but a vision, shared directly into her mind. A battlefield, burning, ships exploding above a green planet, screams everywhere. In the center of it, a cage, giant, metallic, and humming with energy. Inside it, Cathar. Younger, thinner, more light in his body, no scars. Alien scientists in black suits surrounded him, stabbing him with long rods, extracting something glowing. One of them whispered, "This energy could power 10 worlds. We just need more samples." Cathar's body trembled in the vision. The pain, the fear. Then it broke. A blinding burst of power. Chains melted, guards vaporized, ships torn from the sky. And then silence. The vision ended. Back in the present, Ellen stumbled back, shaking. She dropped her recorder. Her eyes locked on Cathar. "They used you," she whispered. "You didn't destroy those worlds for fun. You were escaping." Cathar blinked once, then said, "Not beast, not God, just weapon." Ellen took a deep breath. She turned on her recorder. "This is Dr. Ellen Cade, Day 5 with Cathar. I have reason to believe that the Galactic Union created this conflict. Cathar was captured, experimented on, and when he broke free, they called him a monster. This was never about safety. It was about control. But Ellen didn't know she was being watched. Up in the control station, a cold-eyed alien admiral slammed his fist on the console. "Shut her down, now." A young technician hesitated. "Sir, she's protected under scientific." "I don't care. She's speaking treason. If Earth sides with the weapon, they're next." He sent a silent signal to 2 guards. "Remove Dr. Cade from the Black Halo. Make it look like an accident." That night, Helen's door slid open while she was sleeping. But she wasn't there. She was in Cathar's chamber. Talking again. Drawing. Learning. She didn't trust anyone now, not even her own government. As she asked more questions, Cathar told her more names. Planets. Dates. Ships. And then he said a name she didn't expect. Earth. Ellen froze. What about Earth? Cathar's body pulsed with red light. He spoke slowly. "They planned to use me. Again. On your world." Ellen's heart dropped. "The Union was going to send you to Earth?" Cathar nodded. "Weapon for war against others." A deep fear filled Ellen's chest. This wasn't just about him. This was about every planet the Union wanted to control. Cathar was their secret nuke. And now that he had broken free, they wanted him gone, along with anyone who knew the truth. Suddenly, a warning siren blared. Unauthorized access detected. Containment breach. The door to Cathar's room exploded inward. Armed guards poured in. Step away from the creature. Ellen stood in front of Cathar, arms raised. He's not attacking. You're the ones. Too late. One guard fired a stun blast, but it never hit her. Cathar raised a hand. The blast stopped midair, then turned to ash. The guards froze in fear. Cathar's voice echoed, louder than thunder. No more cages. The lights shattered. The walls cracked. And then Cathar vanished. Gone. No one knew how. No alarms triggered. No trace left. Just Ellen standing alone in the room. The black halo was in chaos. Cathar, the universe's most feared beast, had vanished. No alarms, no warnings, no traces. The Galactic Union leaders were furious. How could this happen? The High Chancellor shouted. That human, Ellen Cade, she must be stopped. Orders flew across the galaxy. Find Cathar, capture or kill, and arrest Dr. Cade. On Earth, news exploded. Ellen was branded a traitor. She freed a weapon of mass destruction, the media screamed. Governments prepared for war. But Ellen knew the truth. Cathar wasn't a weapon. He was a victim. Days later, Ellen was hiding in a small underground lab on Earth. Her only visitor was a secret group of scientists and diplomats who believed her story. They whispered in urgent voices, "If Cathar is free, the Union will strike Earth first. But if we fight, billions will die." Ellen looked at the group. "There's another way. Cathar offered me a deal." They all stared. "What kind of deal?" "He wants freedom and peace, but only if the Union admits their lies." Her friends looked shocked. "They'll never admit it," one said. "Then we must make them," Ellen said, her voice steady. Back on the black halo, the leaders met in secret. One alien spoke quietly. "The humans cannot be trusted. Ellen Cade has sided with the beast." Another replied, "We must prepare the fleets. Earth will be a warning." But a few voices whispered differently. "What if Cathar is more than a weapon? What if he can save us from a greater threat?" The room fell silent. No one dared say it aloud. Meanwhile, Cathar was hiding. Not on a planet. Not in a ship. But drifting in deep space, near a strange energy field. Ellen tracked him with secret sensors. When she finally found him, she sent a message. "Cathar, the Union plans to destroy Earth. What will you do?" A moment passed. Then his reply came, "Protect, not destroy." Ellen smiled for the first time in days. She knew their bond was growing stronger. But danger was near. Suddenly, alarms blared on her console. An enemy fleet had entered Earth's system. The countdown to war had begun. The skies above Earth darkened. Ships from the Galactic Union filled the atmosphere. Giant warships, armed to the teeth, blocking sunlight like a storm. Ellen stood on a rooftop, her heart pounding. "They're coming," she whispered. Her secret lab was buzzing with alarms. "Ellen, the fleet is larger than we thought," a scientist said. "We have hours, maybe less." But Ellen wasn't afraid. She sent a message to Cathar, floating in the void near the energy field. "Earth is under attack. We need you." Seconds passed. Then a deep voice answered, "Coming." Meanwhile, the Union fleet commander watched the planet below. "This is a warning," she said coldly. "Surrender Dr. Cade and the Beast, or we destroy Earth." Back on Earth, leaders debated. "We can't fight them. We have to try." Ellen stepped forward. "We don't have to fight alone." She looked at the sky. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the distance. Cathar. Cathar's arrival changed everything. His glowing form hovered above the planet, bright and terrifying. But instead of attacking, he sent out waves of energy that disabled the Union's weapons. Ships crashed silently, unable to fire. Ellen watched in awe. "He's not here to destroy," she said. Cathar's voice echoed in the minds of everyone on Earth. "I protect those who protect peace." The Union fleet scrambled. "Retreat, retreat." But the damage was done. Cathar had shown power no one could match. In the control rooms of the Union, panic spread. The High Chancellor shouted, "This changes everything. We must reconsider." But a darker plan was already in motion. Secret ships moved toward Earth's hidden satellites. They prepared to cut off communication. Ellen knew the war was far from over. That night, Ellen and Cathar spoke in the quiet of space. "They fear me," Cathar said softly. "Not because I am a monster," Ellen replied, "but because I remind them of their own lies." Cathar's glow dimmed. "We must be stronger." Ellen nodded. Together, they prepared for the battles ahead. The Galactic Union was in chaos. The fleet had retreated, but the war was far from over. Ellen sat in her hidden lab staring at a holographic map of the galaxy. She and Cathar had learned something terrifying. The Union was not the only danger. There was a secret force, one that no one spoke of openly. They called it the Voidborn. The Voidborn were creatures from deep space. They fed on stars, destroyed entire solar systems without mercy. The Union knew about them. That was why they wanted weapons like Cathar, to fight back. But the Union had lied. They didn't want to protect the galaxy. They wanted power. Ellen turned to Cathar. "If the Voidborn come, we need to unite all worlds." Cathar's eyes glowed brighter. "Not alone." Suddenly, a message came from an unexpected source. A voice from an old enemy, the Zorath Alliance. They offered help. But Ellen didn't trust them. "Why help us now?" she asked. The Zorath leader's answer was simple. "Because if the Voidborn win, there will be nothing left to fight over." Reluctantly, Ellen agreed to meet the Zorath. The meeting was tense. Old grudges filled the air. But as they talked, a plan formed. A plan to fight the Voidborn together. Back on Earth, people watched the skies nervously. Rumors spread of stars going dark in distant systems. The Voidborn were coming. Ellen and Cathar prepared. "We must be ready," Ellen said. Cathar nodded. Together. The sky burned with stars falling. The Voidborn had arrived. Gigantic ships, litting shadows, moving like ghosts through space. They swallowed stars, turning light into darkness. Ellen stood with Cathar before the Great Council of Planets. World leaders, aliens, and humans all gathered. Ellen spoke clearly. "We have one chance. Fight together or die divided." Some leaders nodded. Others still doubted. But Cathar's glowing form rose. He spoke with power. "I am not your enemy. I am your shield." The battle began. Voidborn ships attacked without mercy. But the Union and the Zorath Alliance fought side by side. Cathar led the charge. His light blasted through Voidborn darkness. Worlds joined their forces, ships, weapons, even unknown alien powers. The galaxy was alive with hope. But victory came with a cost. Many worlds were lost. Many heroes died. Ellen watched as Cathar fought on, never giving up. In the final moment, Cathar faced the Voidborn Queen. A massive creature, dark as a black hole. They clashed in the heart of a dying star. Light and shadow battled in a storm of power. Cathar shouted, "For freedom, for life." With one last burst, he destroyed the queen. The Voidborn retreated into the void. The galaxy was saved. Ellen looked at Cathar. "You're not a beast. You're a hero." Cathar smiled softly. "We all have light inside, even those called monsters. The Council declared a new era, one of unity, one where no planet would fight alone. Ellen became the voice of peace. Cathar, the guardian of the galaxy,